Hey everybody, hello and good afternoon, greetings, or actually still good morning. Greetings from Charleston, West Virginia. Local time here is 11:46. Today once again is Monday, October 16th, 2017. Alright, it is 416 miles to Norfolk, Virginia. Once again, this video is being recorded by Sony HDR AS 300. Unedited raw video. We are currently traveling on Interstate 64 easterly bound. Baby Blue and I are loaded with somewhere about 28 to 30,000 pounds of frozen pizzas. Minus 10 Fahrenheit. Boy, that's cold. One pick, one drop. That means I picked up one load, but it will deliver twice. Of course, one separate places. Delivers tonight at 2 a.m. in Norfolk, Virginia. Second load would be 10 a.m. in Elkton, Maryland tomorrow morning. I'm trying to think of the reoccurring questions that you guys always have for me. So far, that's all I could think of. Well, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, one more thing. I get the question of why don't I put the camera outside? Because of the bugs. Yeah, I noticed that Indiana Jack likes to put his camera outside. And almost always the bugs, they just ruin the shot. It's either the bugs, the rain, dust. I don't know. The outside elements. I got a question for you guys. I've read in some other YouTubers' comment, like, Am I the only one, or am I wrong to assume that there's a group of people out there, some kind of a culture that hates the idea of having a drone? I personally think the drones that could be a very handy tool. But from what I gathered, this certain truck driver has a drone, and somebody comments was negative towards the drone, and I don't really understand why. For the longest time, I dreamt of getting a drone. And when I read those comments, I was reluctant to it, because I don't know, it seems that it upset a few people. Yeah, but then again, there's always those people that even if you fart the wrong way, they'll criticize you. They'll teach you how to fart the right way, right? Yeah. There's always going to be somebody that, I don't know, just don't like the way you do it, no matter what. Live and let live. You know, all our opinions matter. All our opinions are somewhat, well, not all, for most, our opinions are valuable, I think. But if we start inserting our opinion in other people's lives, I don't know, I think we ruined the whole thing. So live and let live. Let's all live according to our personal preference, I suppose. I had a question for you. Let's just say I go to a truck stop and I open the door for somebody. And I expect them to say thank you. And they don't say thank you. And then I get disappointed. So the question is, when you do open the door for somebody, is it wrong for you and I to expect people to say thank you? Do we set ourselves up to, I mean, you can't help but to be drawn to you can't help but to criticize somebody for saying not thank you for opening the door for them. Then you end up disappointed, and you end up, I don't know, as I said, criticizing them. So what is the purest form of courtesy? Open the door and expect nothing? That's really the question. And let me ask you this question for those of you who do not say thank you when somebody opens the door for you. Why don't you say thank you? Is it maybe because you didn't ask for their help? So you, in your mind, you're not obligated to say thank you? Is that how it is? Or you're just oblivious to saying thank you? Or maybe you're too distracted to say thank you? Look, I'm not saying I'm a better person because I open doors and say thank you. God forbid. Remember, folks, when you point a finger at somebody like this, look how many fingers are pointing back. There's 3. There's 2. There's 1 pointing that way. There's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So no one is more guilty of that than I am. Maybe not in that particular issue, but nevertheless, I am unworthy of criticizing somebody because I know myself there are things that I do really, really bad. I guess the point of this video is maybe we can learn from each other, right? So again, for those of you who do not say thank you when somebody does something courteous towards you, can you shed some light to why not? How about you? When you open the door for somebody or do something courteous to someone and they say nothing, how do you react? And when you do something for someone, what is your motive of that act? Is it to display yourself as a courteous person, or who do you do it for? Can you imagine living a life of pure motive? Wow, wonder what that's like. By the way, I want to talk to you about karma. First, let me say this. I once met a girl that said, "Oh, thank you, universe." Well, there was something that happened to her that was really, really wonderful. What Christians would say, it was a blessing. So when she said, "Thank you, universe," I guess she recognizes a good thing, but the absence of a God, right? She believes there's a cosmic energy or something, a force that brought that good deed or good thing in her life. So she's thanking something, somebody, just not God, not any God. What Einstein would say, an unknowable, unknowingly, unknowable, unknowable God. Yep, unknowable God. She's thanking an unknowable God. Kind of like the agnostic people, I guess. Recognizes a being, but just not who or what. So, in this case, the topic is karma. People always say, karma is, well, return. Is that the same thing? When you do something because you believe in karma, that means you're denying the existence of a God then, or again, I guess it's just kind of the same as saying thank you, universe, then, right? Same scenario. Now, if you're a God-believing, fearing Christian, you can't believe in karma then, because karma is a force that is returned to you by your good deed or your deed, whether bad or good. So the question is, can you be a Christian? Can you hold to your religion and using those two words, karma or thank you, universe? I don't see how. That's why I don't believe in karma. I believe that, yes, I do believe that if you do something good, but then again, there are people out there that do really wild things and good still comes to them. There are people out there that do good stuff and bad happens to them. I think it's all about mercy and grace. I can testify in my own life that for 26 years of driving out here on the road, I've always helped people out. they've always helped me out. Like early this morning when I woke up, the batteries were dead. I forgot to film it. The batteries were dead, and so I had to go around the parking lot without a jacket and look for people that are awake and ask for a jump start. One person, the first person I asked, says, do you smell that? I said, what am I smelling? I said, battery acid. I said, not really. He says, well, that's why I'm going to the shop and getting my batteries changed. I said, okay, have a nice day. Second person I asked, so, no, I wish, but I don't have time. I have to go. Third person I asked was very reluctant, but ultimately did help me out. That guy was from Missouri. It took about 3 minutes of jump starting to get the battery going. Yeah, the batteries on Baby Blue, they're getting kind of real weak. That's one of the things I need to do this week. Hopefully after I deliver, my boss will bring me back to the yard and have the batteries changed. I think this is the third time I had a jump start Baby Blue.